came to my rescue. I was down in the bottomless pit. Man, people didn't think I would make it for another week. I was on drugs so bad. One time, I took too many pills. I took 50 Xanaxes one night. I snorted, it was like 3 pain pills. I thought, man, this is going to be it. And that night my heart stopped beating. And when my heart stopped beating, they always say there's a light that you start going to when you die. There was no light. It was darkness. I smelled hell. I could hear people screaming. And that didn't wake me up. For some reason, I was brought back. My heart started beating again. They injected epinephrine into my body, some adrenaline, and my heart started beating again. Well, about, I guess it was 7 months later, my brother, one of the best baseball players I've ever met in my life, asked me for some pills. And I said, all right, you give me some, I'll give you some. And my brother, the next morning, took off to work, and I was on the phone with him. I went to Nashville to record, and he was just headed to work. And he took all the pills that I gave him that day, or the night before. He took all the pills that morning. And when he took those pills, he was driving, talking on the phone with me, halfway asleep. He was so messed up, he didn't even know what he was saying. And I remember the last words that I heard come out of my brother's mouth was, "Oh God," and then he wrecked his car. He was in a coma for 4 years. Joey was one of the best guys I ever knew. That didn't wake me up. It took me seeing somebody that I thought was the closest thing to Jesus I had ever met. And I ruined her life completely. And I remember just watching this person cry after what I had done to him. After the things that I had said, the lies that I had told. And I made up in my mind right then, I was like, you know what? I'm leaving this. I can't do it anymore. So I went to Myrtle Beach, and I was walking on the beach, and I said, God, if you're real, if you are here, then I want you to save me. I said, I'll give you one chance. And I felt like, it was just like God was saying, son, I've been here this whole time. I've been waiting on you. And, I was a pastor's kid. I thought I was going to heaven with everybody else. But that night on the beach, it was like God said, I want you to get down, and I want you to pick up the biggest handful of sand that you can. And for every grain of sand, I'll forgive and forget. And I'll be thrown into the ocean, and that'll be my sea of forgiveness. And I didn't realize this until today, but when the adulterous woman came into the temple, Jesus got down on his knees and he stooped down into the dirt. And he got into her dirt. And Jesus got in my dirt, but he told me to pick the dirt up. And when I picked the dirt up and I threw it in the ocean, I said, God, this is it. You can have me. And when I did that, man, it felt like God just took everything that I had on me. And it just went away. A lot of people say, oh, you can't just quit drugs and you can't just quit alcohol. That night I did. I was so high that night. I don't hardly remember, but I do remember that. And the next morning, I thought I was going to have withdrawals. The next morning, I didn't have a withdrawal. I had always heard of people, and when I was in Eddie James' ministry, I'd always heard people would say, I was healed of drugs, and I didn't get up the next day, with any withdrawals or anything, but it was real. God showed himself to me. And I said, God, you come into my heart, I will live for you for the rest of my life if you'll just show me that you're real. And 2 days later, I went on a fast. And 2 days later, my brother came up out of the coma. And relationships started getting mended. And things started to be healed in my life. And I just want to challenge you tonight that if you're playing the church game, don't play no more. it's so easy to just come up or do it where you're sitting and say, God, let me do this for real. And God will say, I've been waiting on you. He's just waiting. And we all need him to rescue us sometime. So I want to sing this last song and then I'm going to turn it over. But I love you guys. And I don't want to see anybody going to hell when they don't have to. We don't have to. God is a God of love. Look at me. He's accepting me. I feel his love every single day. I don't have to go a day without feeling like somebody loves me. I don't have to get affirmation from anyone but him. He's been so good. He's so awesome. You are the source of life. I cannot be left behind. No one else will do. I will take hold of you. Jesus, you are the source of my life. I cannot be left behind. No one else will do. I will take hold of you. Jesus, come to my rescue. Where else can I go? There's no other name by which I am saved. Oh, capture me with grace. I will follow you. I will follow you, Jesus. Jesus. You are the source of my life. I cannot be left behind. No one else will do. I will take hold of you. I need you, Jesus. Come to my rescue. Oh, where else can I go? There's no other name by which I am saved. Capture me with grace. Oh, I need you, Jesus. I need you, Jesus. I need you, Jesus. Come to my rescue. Oh, where else can I go? This world has nothing for me. This world has nothing for me. This world has nothing for me. Jesus. This world has nothing for me.